Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, folks, we all know that Sergeant Bergdahl came back. Some believe he was a POW. Some believe he was a deserter. There's a lot of evidence that we're still waiting to find out what is the final verdict on this. He's been given a desk job. He's back to active duty at a desk job, and he's looking like he's going to receive $350,000. But here's another problem I have. There's such a morale problem in the military because so many veterans are being shoved out of the military who wanted to finish careers, can't get health care benefits for the veterans, no matter what we do, and these radical jihadists that we were training Afghan fighters who turned around and murdered our own soldiers are getting just a slap on the wrist. Now, I want you to hear Alan West. Now, Alan West, of course, is a former congressman of Florida. I want you to hear an interview he had. But first, you're going to have to endure the weeping of a father whose son was shot in the back and murdered by one of the Afghani soldiers that we were training. And I can tell you, my son spent a year in Afghanistan in the war during the surge. And he said, I never closed an eye when I was around one of the Afghani soldiers. I never turned my back on him, Dad. You better not. Listen to this.
He did what you asked him to do. And the people he was training and helping over there, they turned on him. They turned on him. And he told me weeks ago, Dad, they're shady. I don't want to be here.
Wow. Disturbing news this morning for that father and the families of two other U.S. Marines gunned down by one of our Afghan so-called allies, shot in the back while they worked out. The self-proclaimed jihadist who bragged about murdering these brave young men will only serve the minimum sentence, 7.5 years.
What?
They charged him as a minor.
For killing three of our soldiers?
West served over there as a contractor and in the military. He says, add this to the growing list of insults. Your reaction for the tremendous effort to charge this guy who killed our guys while they worked out in the Helmand province.
Yes, this is absolutely unconscionable what happened to Lance Corporal Begley and the two other Marines, as well as a fourth Marine who received severe wounds. What happened was this Ino Dean, who was given a bone test, and it proved that he was somewhere between 17 and 18 years of age. He should not have been tried as a juvenile. As a matter of fact, the family of Lance Corporal Begley was told that he was not going to be tried as a juvenile. But lo and behold, the trial goes about, and they find out that he's only going to get 7.5 years. This is heinous, and this is something that should not have happened. He should have been tried as an adult, and he should have gotten the death penalty for what he did in cold blood, going into FOB Delhi in Helmand province and gunning down these 4 Marines.
Yeah, think about this. He's only going to get 7.5 years. Folks, they're going to let this guy out in about 4 years and send him back to Afghanistan. I mean, because there won't be no Gitmo to put him in. He's not even going to go to Gitmo. All right? Now, we've got 3 dead Marines who were working out, shot in the back, and another one crippled and paralyzed after he was shot, nearly died. And this guy's only going to get 7.5 years? I mean, come on, what is going on? We are disrespecting the very people who stood and fought for our nation and fought for freedom.
It was Marine Lance Corporal Greg Buckley. You saw his dad there. And then you had Sergeant Dickinson, Corporal Richard Riviera, and Sergeant Cody Rohde. They have lost their lives because they trusted the people that they were training in Afghanistan. So in the big picture, Colonel, you talk to the people in the military every day like yourself. What does that do to morale?
Well, it's very damaging because it's not just this incident, but when you think about the fact that we're handing out pink slips to our combat leaders who are still there in Afghanistan, but yet we cannot hand out pink slips to any of the managers and officials that are in charge in the Veterans Administration and have the blood of our veterans on their hands. You have Lois Lerner with a 6-figure taxpayer-funded pension. Where's her pink slip? And when you look at the fact that we are allowing all of these individuals to include MS-13 members to come across our border, but yet we cannot bring our own Marine, Sergeant Andrew Tamaresi, across that border
from
back
Mexico.
Home. This is a powder keg that is building up in the military community, and if we don't do the right thing and charging Bo Bergdahl as a deserter, which I think the administration is trying to sneak past this and classify him as a POW, he gets $350,000 of taxpayer money. I think that might be the fuse.
That will be the fuse. All right, so let's see if you get this right. You give Bergdahl $350,000 of taxpayer money, and he continues to stay in the military at a desk job while you shove out hardworking, dedicated soldiers in both the Army and the Marines and the major military branches of our government. You shove them out and can't even hardly find a benefit. You also don't give them honorable discharges. You give them general discharges so they can't get all of their benefits. The veterans that are already out here who need their medical care can't get care. You simply could give them a voucher and let them go to any hospital they want, but you refuse to do it because you really don't want to pay for it. The government really doesn't want to take care of the veterans. Oh, everybody gets all patriotic and they get the flag and they all wave the flag when we're going to war. But when it comes time to honor the agreement that we made with these young men, we're going to turn our back on them. And not only that, we're going to turn our back. They turn their back, and we're going to let some Afghan that we train shoot them in the back. And then we're going to slap them on the wrist. And then we're going to have people like Geraldo Rivera running around not defending it, but defending the other side. While that's going on, the IRS is still gouging you. Lois Lerner's collecting $150,000 a year, lying like a dog in Congress, and nobody's got the guts to tell it the way it is. Thank God for Allen West. This is why I say pray for America. Pray for America. What does that mean? That means pray that we either got to clean this thing up. Oh, what about the Marine that's stuck in Mexico? We can't get him back. We can't get him back, but we can let everybody else from 75 different nations just run over the border, but we can't get our own? It's a joke. It's honestly a joke. We have poor leadership. We have no leadership right now in the current administration, and Congress is on vacation for 5 weeks. So tell the Marine stuck in the Mexico prison, you can believe this, you're not coming out in the next 5 weeks. There's nobody working in Washington. Pray for America. Pray for the veterans and their families. They're the real victims in all of this.